what have you noticed in terms of travel trends in response to the news that has come out regarding the reduction in air traffic, starting a little bit today, but really starting to take shape over the next few days?
Absolutely. I mean, I think a low-grade panic is probably setting in not just, among passengers and travelers, but also at airports and with the airlines. The good news is that they're doing this somewhat preemptively because they know that there are going to be bigger disruptions. So the primary focus of this is safety. But obviously, it's going to disrupt millions of people's travel plans if it keeps going for, a few days or weeks even. I mean, we're talking about up to 10% of flights being canceled out of the 40 biggest airports in the country. That's up to maybe 4,000 flights a day, and that's millions of passengers. Itineraries that are going to be a little bit chaotic.
What should travelers be doing right now if they have something planned over the next few days or even in the next few weeks or months?
Absolutely. If you have some travel planned over the next few days or weeks, I would say through the end of the year, you should definitely check those plans with your airline. Look into any travel advisories or waivers that airlines are offering. United, for instance, is letting folks with travel plans from today, November 6th through November 13th, cancel their tickets for a full refund, no questions asked. They're also letting folks change to flights at later dates within a set period of time without change fee or any fare difference that you would ordinarily have to pay. The most beneficial thing you can do for yourself as a traveler is to arm yourself with information. If you have plans coming up, make sure you've got that airline app downloaded, make sure you've got those notifications on, and that your contact information is up to date. You can also take matters into your own hands a little bit by checking other websites like FlightAware or Flight Radar 24. Sometimes they have updates on flights a little before airlines release them to their own passengers, so you can get on the phone before other people realize there's been any sort of delay or cancellation with your flight and hopefully get reaccommodated faster.
Eric, how big of a situation is this that is upon us right now for the air traffic situation in the industry?
This is a fairly unprecedented situation. I've been trying to think about if we've ever seen anything similar. We did not during the last major shutdown, during Trump's first presidency. I think you would probably have to go back to the air traffic controller strikes of the 80s to see something that's on this level or, a major event, something, like a series of storms or September 11th or the pandemic, honestly, to see flight schedules disrupted like this. For that reason, also, even if the government were to reopen in the next couple of days, there are still going to be cascading effects. So don't expect all of this to go away immediately either.
Have you noticed any price trends as a result of this in terms of airfare pricing?
So that's a great question about airfare pricing. So far, we haven't noticed any major differences or anything that's sort of gotten our antenna up. I will say this, there are obviously going to be fewer flights. So for that reason, supply is going to be lower and we might see airfares rise. To my knowledge, we haven't seen that happen so far. And like I said, airlines are issuing evolving waivers so that if you do need to change your plans, hopefully you won't be on the hook, for a lot more money. But I would also just pay attention to how airfares are trending on a specific route that you're interested in. And the sad thing is right about now is the last great time to buy airfare for Thanksgiving before it really starts spiking. And because of this uncertainty, a lot of people just aren't sure what to do, and I don't blame them.
Anything else on the subject you want to add? I know that a lot of the information is already obviously out there, and it's the airlines have been relatively good at communicating, getting banners up on their websites and asking people to use the apps and whatnot. And you mentioned United, Delta also has a large scale policy up there that they have already outlined what people can do. But anything else you want travelers to know about this evolving situation here that maybe they won't notice it if they travel today, but they'll probably notice it in the coming days here with this slow trickle down effect. I mean, there have been cancellations today, but and delays, but not to the extent that could be in the coming days here.
No, that's the thing. Keep in mind that they're going to ramp up these cancellations. So just because your flight still looks good now, you've got to keep checking back day after day. I think we're at almost 500 cancellations for today, which is just a drop in the bucket of what could happen. If you're flying regionally, that's where you're likely to see the most disruptions on some of those smaller jets between smaller airports. Airlines are likely to try to fly their larger planes and international routes more consistently. But we wouldn't be the points guy if we didn't give you a credit card related tip because they can really help out in situations like this. If your flight is delayed or canceled, you're stuck overnight somewhere, your bag gets lost. Using the right credit card to purchase that airfare can provide protections like trip delay insurance so that if the airline's not going to get that hotel night or give you vouchers for the meal, you can rely on that credit card's protections to provide you up to about $500 usually for an overnight delay when you have to get a last minute hotel room or get dinner for your hungry kids and figure out what your plans tomorrow are going to be. So that can be a real lifesaver.
And where's the best place to get that information if you are unsure about the capabilities of your credit card?
Well, we have lots of posts about credit card protections at thepointsguy.com. And we certainly, aim to help folks out during this time because it's going to be a lot of questions and a lot of chaos at airports, unfortunately.